LeLines is a platforming game where players guide their rider to the finished platform by drawing lines of varying effects. From the day our team chose the pitch video to around the time of recording this video, our game has improved leaps and bounds to what you see now. It wasn't until we received feedback from our first capstone milestone that we realized that our game had the potential to be released to the market, especially on mobile platforms. The game plays like a platformer and line rider hybrid. Players are tasked with guiding their rider to the finished platform while avoiding hazards in the environment that remove a life from the player's total. Several mechanics exist to affect the rider in different ways, the most important being the line drawing that gives the game its namesake. Players use their mouse or finger to draw and have a choice between 4 lines, each with a different effect on the rider upon collision. The white normal line offers no force on the rider and is usually used to block certain paths or gain momentum over time. The red boost line and the yellow reverse line apply force and move the rider to the right of the screen and to the left of the screen respectively, and are used to reach higher areas or change direction. The blue bounce line launches the rider into the air in different ways depending on how it is collided with. Other mechanics like portals, switches, and air currents serve to add more variety in our level design.
Systems in the game have transformed from the basic system we used in our first month to the more complex system we are using now. During the first month of development, we had already put together the systems that were in the original pitch, which gave us the opportunity to mess around and develop systems that we felt fit the theme of the game. Everything in the game runs off of one base system that stores and tracks the data and gives access to other subsystems like the marketplace and the level select. During gameplay, the data is stored in the real time, but is only updated once levels are completed. The character controller for this game is another system within itself. It handles all of the UI and data tracking that happens during gameplay. This system has evolved throughout the last few months into a Frankenstein prefab system that gets the job done but is inefficient when we have to make changes.
Our initial vision of our game was radically different from what we have now from a structural standpoint. We started with a level system that used worlds. Worlds consisted of 10 levels and a certain theme that was consistent throughout. Difficulty also progressed rather poorly throughout as it fluctuated along with our inconsistent level sizes. We have also made many changes to the UI over time. Our first few versions used a tool button in the top right corner that would open a menu of sorts for line types, and a main menu button. We found this to be quite annoying at times and switched to a radio wheel that slowed time so that the player had more time to react and change lines comfortably. After collaborating with the art program, we were able to change the look to a backpack to better fit our aesthetics of urban graffiti, along with other art like a white wall background and a rat character. A new toolbar with a start and reset button, as well as the player's total currency and objective trackers for coins collected and lines drawn. We also implemented a reward system where players can earn a bronze, silver, or gold trophy. Earning these trophies is tracked by how many coins are collected and how many lines are drawn in the level. With this new currency and trophy system, we were able to improve our marketplace that we had during month 1. We also added a life counter and bonus levels rather recently, as well as the ability to use earned currency to buy more lives and keys for bonus levels.
Techniques, ideas, and processes that did work. Our design and development process was mostly a success throughout the capstone. We feel that one of our most important aspects of our success as a team was the fact that we met up nearly every day for at least 5 hours and communicated efficiently. One of the techniques that worked well for us was using a pen and paper to map out our level design concepts for the team. We also critiqued each other's designs and brainstormed ways to improve certain aspects of a level or scrap the idea completely. Later on, we ditched the different worlds approach and began designing levels around a consistent size and used a single background. Doing this allowed us to practice our level design and create more than 150 levels in total to choose from. During these weeks, we learned about tailoring levels for different playstyles that allowed different approaches without punishing the player for not caring about trophies and cosmetics. Techniques, ideas, and processes that didn't work. Some of our ideas that didn't work included our previous line drawing technique, which subtracted ink by the time the player took to draw the line instead of length of ink used. The other issue that plagued us throughout the development process was our player character prefab, which had too many aspects attached to it. This caused us issues when making minor changes to the prefab itself, as more often than not, hitting the apply button would break several things in the game.
During each month of Capstone, we learned crucial lessons from mistakes and experimentation. Most of these lessons involved our core skills as designers like programming and level design, but we also learned other skills that will benefit us in the future. One of these skills was creating functional builds for different platforms like iOS and Android and WebGL builds. We also learned a great deal about publishing games to online sites like Congregate and Newgrounds, and additionally, we also learned how to implement telemetry data and effectively use it for testing purposes.